Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back for the BondyBlue show. Hi. I hope y'all are doing good. Okay. I got a cute little show planned for y'all today. And then I'm going to do my love and marriage Huntsville, um, which is going to be members only. But you know what? I think I might make it public. This live that I'm gonna do for Love and Marriage Huntsville, girl, I feel like I just want to get some things off my chest in a public, in a public forum, because people just want to argue. And I just want you to know that I don't give a. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna say how I feel. I'm gonna give my opinion. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, you do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. All right, I'm gonna leave my opinion, how I feel, how I think. All right. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? People are really on the internet, you know what I mean? But anyway, I got some topics for y'all today. But Love and Marriage Huntsville might be public after this live, after I go and eat and come back. All right. So we're gonna discuss Tabitha Brown. Has some words about Target pulling back their DEI initiatives. Listen, girl, I'm as disappointed as anybody. I love Target. We're gonna talk about WAGs and the fight with Jules. We're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about famous rich Africans and Annie, because there's a message, a phone audio that somebody sent me this morning of Annie like losing it. And so we're gonna listen to that. Casey, Toya Johnson, Toya Wright, Toya Rushing, child, whichever name it is. That beautiful young woman, yes, her brother on the internet with no shirt on, talking into a phone. You know, her brothers love to get online and disparage her and her daughter. It's very, very odd, seeing as though like the reality show obviously I think is for them to also like use it as a platform to get whatever they're trying to get done, whether it's music or whatever, books, whatever y'all got going on. We're gonna get into it. But Casey is on the internet once again. Don't forget, y'all, follow BondyBlue Bites. Please don't forget to follow BondyBlue Bites, my other YouTube channel where I cut up these lives and post them. So whatever you're getting over there is probably from November. And I'm slowly getting there, but eventually I'll be current. And then I'll probably start posting, maybe the week after. Like whenever I post one of these, maybe like a week after, I don't know yet. I'm still trying to think about it. Because I like my lives to get their money, girl. Once my lives are done getting their money, then I can split this up and give it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do that. But BondyBlue Bites, girl, do that. Get into that. D Woods. D Woods. Some of y'all were in the comments saying that y'all really wanted to hear what D Woods had to say about Diddy. Well, girl, apparently she's going to be a part of the documentary they're doing for the ID channel. So yeah, we're going to get into that. And academics, we have to discuss academics for real, for real. Are you going to talk about Drake's lawsuit? I guess I can. I thought I did already, but stories kind of make me feel exhausted because it's just like, sir, who cares? Like, you're not going to win. Like, you're literally crashing out like a Karen because you lost. Like, you thought you were going to win and you didn't. And so now you're like crashing out. Um, and so I haven't like really wanted to deal with that story, just like I'm ignoring, Snoop Dogg. Like, I don't want to talk. 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 Like, I don't care what you have to say. I feel how I feel. And that's just that on that. This is where we are. You know what I mean? But I'll pull it up for y'all and we'll talk about that. This is a subscriber only chat right now, I believe. So you have to be a subscriber of my channel in order to comment. So you should I don't know, do that. Um, Also, please do not forget, y'all. I cannot wait. When I tell y'all I might not come back, Reset by Design Wellness is taking me and some of my homegirls to Bali in July, and I cannot wait. And we still have like a secondary trip that's optional, if people want to still come because we're full. But I just want y'all to follow them because I feel like in the current climate, having traveling plans is important. You need to be going to other places and seeing how other countries live. Because I feel like the energy in this country is extremely depressing. And so if you would just go to other places, I feel like you might find that other places aren't as depressing. So, sign up for Reset by Design Wellness, or at least follow us on Instagram, girl. If you got an Instagram, if y'all still doing Meta, oh girl, I ain't got time to be boycotting every goddamn body. It's gonna all crumble eventually anyway. Child, I'm just trying to think about where we gonna move because I'm definitely thinking about, girl, dual citizenship needs to happen exponentially, child. Okay, whatever I gotta do, I need somebody to help me. But I'm about to do me and Lyric. Like, let's go, buddy. Okay, I might even try to do my mama's. Like, just do the, just do citizenship somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanna. I've been reading books. You might want to have it out historically. It might be smart to have it out. The people that lived and were able to tell the stories of the people that got out. Okay, listen, and I love the Netherlands. Okay, it's one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen on Instagram. I would love to go there. I'm gonna have to tell Taisha to add that to the list, girl. Um, but yeah, if you want to get into the whole Reset by Design wellness situation, the link is down below in the description box. And you can also sign up for the mailing list on the website, and you can also follow us on Instagram, right? So get into that. All right. So it's 427 of y'all in here. I appreciate y'all for being here. We're about to get into the topics like the video. Saying, what is Linda? Okay. Um, so I feel like I want to start. Let's start with Tab. Okay, let's start with Tab. We'll get into Tabitha and then we'll go into Roland Martin has something to say. Just get some of the politics out the way first. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roxanne. Um, boom, boom. Hold up. Girl, I don't know why. I don't know why. Something was telling me download everything today. All right, here we go.
Hello there.
Hello.
Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025, and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman owned business, minority owned businesses, Black owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen, and approved for retail. Because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways, with Target, with Walmart, um, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right? Or on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership uh, with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations, listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and then you gotta like where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down, and then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing, and they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are?
Okay, so let me say this, y'all. I absolutely appreciate this perspective from Tabitha as somebody that actually, this is going to affect her, because it's like, okay, she already has a contract with Target. She's already in there. Is she going to be renewed is the question. And if her sales drop because, people decide to stop purchasing at Target or Walmart, will that then affect Black business anyway? And see, this is the trick bag. And that's why I feel like something else needs to be done. Like we can no longer move like we did in the 60s. Back then, things were more separate. They were literally fighting the separate but equal, which means that Black people had Black businesses to go to and white people had white businesses to go to. It was easier for Black people to boycott an area or boycott, it was, to me, I'm saying it's easier, but like the bus boycott, not easy. You know what I'm saying? You got to find people to get in the car. Who got a car? We Black. A lot of people ain't got no car. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, the way we are integrated, the very thing we fought for, the way we are integrated into society at this point with some of these companies, it is extremely hard to actually have a boycott that would matter. And I found this out after January 6th. At the end of the day, one of the co-owners of one of my favorite grocery stores in our city, Rouse, decided they wanted to take their rich asses down to Washington, D.C. to act a fool on January 6th. A lot of us tried to pull our business from Rouse because of that. And I stopped going for a long time. This is when I start actually going to, I'll drive all the way to Whole Foods or order from Fresh Market on Instacart or some shit like that. But it's becoming not as, it's not as easy. It's not as easy to go all the way across town 20, 30 minutes away in order to go get something I need to get from the store because there are no Whole Foods over here. So a lot of the times the only options that people have in their area that is close to them is an option that has basically pulled back DEI initiatives and showcased that their support for the Black community in a real corporate manner is dependent upon who's in the White House and what is advantageous to them in the moment. what's hip in the moment. And I honestly feel like that's been happening ever since we integrated. And at this point, it's very hard to boycott in a way that makes sense. I feel like we need to be thinking about other ways. Like we really do need to be thinking about other ways. Okay. Um, also, I understand what Tabitha is saying. Like at the end of the day, this may cause Black people to stop shopping there, or a large number of people to stop shopping there, which means Tabitha's products aren't being purchased anymore as much. That's going to give them a reason to pull her off the shelves and not re-sign her contract. They have DEI initiatives, but if they're already working with these Black companies and this is working now, this being put out there about them pulling back their DEI initiatives, that will then, I believe, also cause issue. So it's a lot of different factors. And I think that we need to think about what to do in this situation that is not just a Black people thing. And that's not to say I don't get it, Black people. I do. Like, it's always us that gets the short end of the stick in these situations. But y'all, this is like a universal thing that's happening here. And I think the fact that a lot of us want to stay in our own boxes, like I saw, the deportations are going on and they're like going into schools. I saw a teacher called ICE on his students. Like that, insane types of fucked up things are happening. And the idea that as long as it's not happening to you, that means it's okay. Black people, mind your business. That shit, when Black women said we're not going to be taking up any capes, we meant we're not going to be taking on any bigger load than anybody else, but we're still going to be affected. So not being involved or not feeling any way at all, I feel like is also not the answer. I can't exactly tell you what I think is the answer at this point, but I always want to be a person that is checking myself in these times, in these environments. And if you are handling other groups of people the way racist people handle Black people, you're not going down a good road. I want to make that very clear. I feel like a lot of the mentality is, we can't really only worry about ourselves at this point. We are literally too intermingled into this society for that to be realistic. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. And I feel like this has been going on for a long time. And this headline is also misleading because not once did I hear her say that anybody should not boycott. She's just giving you the perspective of what can happen. If the idea is to support Black business, this may not be the route as far as boycotting. And for a lot of people, they're not going to really want to boycott because Target is the closest store to their house and that's where they go to get whatever they need throughout the week, and they're not going to change that because now we're in this environment where everybody's pulling back DEI initiatives until the next 4 years and somebody else convinces them that that was wrong, and then they're going to change their mind for 5 fucking minutes. Like we're on a goddamn tilt-a-whirl. We just keep going around and around and around and around, and it's exhausting. It's really, really tiring and exhausting. And I think most people just want to live their lives to the best of their capabilities. But I still want everybody to understand sticking your head in the sand is not going to do you any favors in the long run. Because that's the same mentality that these white people have that felt like, Trump being a president was not going to harm them. And now they're like crying and shit and sending letters to Trump because they thought they were going to be exempt. And it's wild that you thought that. It's wild that you thought that. Okay. In Brooklyn, it's very easy to boycott change. That's probably because y'all have more like local stores, right? Don't y'all have like bodegas and shit? Like y'all have stores owned by like families and stuff that you can get stuff from. That's not always the case here. So now what we might have to do is start opening our own grocery stores and opening our own versions of Target. Can we do that, Black people? Because essentially I feel like what I see Black people doing more so, than not is creating products to put in other people's stores. I don't see them actually creating the stores. You see what I'm saying? Nope, Rouse has started having super low prices again. Like, like my eggs are not that expensive when they have them. when they have them. And don't even get me started on how good the Rouse's food can be, child. You go in there just for a box of fried chicken right quick, right? It's too hard. And I feel like, yes, in New York, y'all have more options, and that's realistic for y'all. And that's great. But that is not the way the rest of the world is built. The rest of the world is built in neighborhoods with long roads and interstates in between them and major, city areas. And even in places like New Orleans, like we still never had, we always had to rely on a Walmart, or some grocery store chain, or Walgreens, or the mall. Like it was never really any mom and pop stores like that you could really just go and get shit from. Like that's not a realistic thing everywhere. um so even though I'm glad that other places can do that, it's very hard to do it do it out here. We don't have a Sprouts, you know what I mean? We have an Aldi now, and I'll definitely be down to the Aldi. Okay, because the Aldi was on the list that doesn't get involved. But I also feel like on some level as a person, like some of this shit, like, are we really gonna sit back and watch a Holocaust like event happen in this country again and then act, like to me, that's what we're going down the road of. Like we're literally going down the road of being in a like Nazi Germany type of country. And I think that everybody acting like it's not going to happen to them is not is not helping. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm gonna go down to the Aldi because they just opened in my neighborhood. So I'm gonna go check them out. Boycott by reducing your spending. That I could definitely do. That I could definitely do. Child, listen. I told y'all I already lost my Tasha check now. Okay, so I gotta find another way to implement that income. And one of the ways I'm gonna implement that income, besides BondyBlue Bites and this other project that I'm working on, which actually costs money, so I have to like get the money in order to pay for the products. Girl, it's so much. But in the process of doing that, I'm like, girl, you can't be ordering DoorDash as much. You got to get your ass up and go to the store. So like this means like I'm probably gonna get a schedule going so that I can cook more often. So we'll have more things in the refrigerator because it's still cheaper to go to the grocery store and then have food that we've cooked than for us to keep going to the store. Like we went to Costco last weekend, girl, and got a big thing of like lobsters and steaks. Girl, the steak was so tender. I said, "Oh, really, Costco? Oh, really?" My husband went and got a Costco card, and I was just like, "Okay, let's go to Costco." Like, girl, he be like, "You want to go somewhere?" I be like, "Yeah." So I just get in the car, and I just be like, "Where we going?" Okay, so we go to Costco, and even though like it was so much because it was right before the snowstorm, so like everybody's like stacking up. But I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that card on a regular, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when all the rest of you hoes at work, and I'm trying to go where there's not as many people." Because the stuff that we were able to get from Costco has been feeding us all week and we have not had to order anything. So yeah, girl, nothing happened. We cool. It's just, you know, they don't want to pay for my content anymore. And I imagine that's because they may have other shit to pay for. And I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I understand. I hope we can, work together in the future. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely just a check I gotta figure out how to get back. That's why I don't understand why everybody acts so callous and fucked up about people, losing TikTok as a check. Like it's still a check. Bitch, like what's wrong with y'all? Like in this economy, we need all the money we make. We need all the money we make out here. But I'm gonna cut down on DoorDash. I'm gonna start cooking more. Probably start waking up earlier in the day, most days, so that I can get more done. Because a lot of the times I'll be, pushing myself to do a lot, but I get up late. And so by the time we get to the end of the day, it just seems easier to just, order stuff than getting up and making stuff. I need to plan better. That's me. Um, but yeah, girl, it's a lot going on out there, and I know we're all stressed out about it. And plus, I'm reading the parable of the sower right now, girl. The parable of the sower is basically like, girl, if y'all read that book, it to me, it basically talks about the time that we're entering. and what it's going to be like slavery for everybody. And you know, where people are just trying to break in to anybody's house that they can break into and steal shit because food is not as available and jobs aren't as available, and you know, it's hard. And so people are literally like having to put walls around their neighborhoods in order to protect themselves from the thieves and the vagrants and the homeless people that are gonna run up in their shit and try to steal from them. So like, you know, I'm reading the parable of the sower, and the book I feel like just makes me want to be so on guard as far as like collect, you know, making sure you have water, making sure you have non-perishable food and shit like that. Just on stock, just in case, you never know. But to tell the truth, y'all, I don't want to live through that. I don't want to live through that. Take me now. I do not want to live through that. A part of me feels like, child, I'm gonna go anyway. I don't want to live through that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot, y'all. It's so much. And I really hope that things can get lighter at some point. I'm praying for that. I'm praying that this is like the dark night before the, you know, before the dawn, before the sunrise, child. I'm hoping, because a lot of the time these negative and fucked up things that are being hidden have to be unveiled. And when things are being unveiled, they have to be broken down. And then when they're broken down, then we can build them back up to fix them. But that's why I feel like our mindsets and the way we think about things is so important. And I really want everybody who watches me to recognize how the transphobia, the homophobia, the racist, like all of those things, it leads to more of the same. So when Black people have been abused the way they have, but then adopt these same mentalities to trans and gay people, that this is how they should be handled because you don't like them or you don't agree. To me, it makes me feel like we're just going to keep doing this because y'all don't realize that that mentality is the same mentality that keeps you in bondage. It's the same mentality that keeps you in bondage, because essentially you feel like there's some group of people out there whose human rights don't matter. And I want y'all to know that all people's human rights should matter. Because if everybody's getting rights, then we don't have to keep fighting about who has rights and who doesn't. A lot of these mentalities that y'all hold so close to the vest, you know, and feel like it's a good idea. Like, this is supposed to be an idealistic place. America is supposed to be like a free place. So people are supposed to be free to live how they live here. The infiltration of this very, you know, we all have to be the same mindset that y'all have, I think is the thing that is going to harm us in the long run. It's what continues to harm us in the long run. So when y'all, you know, y'all are the aunties and the cousins and the mamas and the sisters and the uncles and the brothers, and y'all are homophobic and y'all treat y'all family members bad, or y'all are rude or nasty to people because you think it's okay to be that way because that's not you. Like, that type of mentality is how we continue to roll ourselves into hell. That's what I think. And we're going to get into that. But I do want to go ahead and jump on what Roland Martin had to say about Martin Luther King.
Signed an executive order declassifying all of the papers regarding the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Let me explain to y'all what's about to happen. What's about to happen. In 5 or 6 years, the FBI so-called recordings of Dr. King were set to be released. Those will now be released. The FBI, who I simply do not believe, claims that Dr. King, they have recordings of Dr. King having affairs, involved in orgies. They claim that he was with a white prostitute in Las Vegas. And these were all notes. David Garrow wrote a story. No American media entity would run the story. So he went to a small outlet overseas. And there were the notes. And these notes were a part of the JFK papers at the Library of Congress or National Archives. And so he wrote a story based on the notes. So Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, when he did all those videos trashing King, oh, we should be celebrating him. Let me explain to you why they doing this here. I just want y'all to understand what's about to come down. They are going to try to completely to destroy the legacy of Dr. King. I guarantee you, when these papers are released and you get the recordings and all the stuff from the FBI, people are going to say, take his name off of streets, take his name off of elementary schools. We should not have programs honoring him. We should not have scholarship programs. He was not a moral man. I'm telling y'all, don't think.
So let me say this. They're already pulling back on DEI initiatives all over the place. Whether Martin Luther King's name is on something or not is irrelevant to me. But what I will say is I don't agree with that. Unless Martin Luther King was R-ing somebody, or you know what I mean? I'll even excuse him being like, depending on how young, y'all. It depends on how young. But like, say they got a phone conversation between Dr. Martin Luther King and some 17-year-old girl. I'm probably still not gonna feel like y'all should take his name off shit. I'm probably not going to feel like we need to go through all of that. Y'all kept them Confederate monuments up for at least 50 some odd years after we'd already known that these people were huge racists and slave owners and fighting to keep people enslaved. Like, girl, those aren't good people. Those aren't moral people. And y'all just not starting to take their names off the streets. So I don't know why we would be in a rush. And I feel like low key, if this is what y'all are worrying about, I understand how we will eventually, like, girl, we're gonna be in the power. We're gonna be in the parable of the sower, girl. We're gonna be in the parable of the sower messing around with y'all because y'all are worried about the wrong shit. As far as I'm concerned, y'all, in real life, in order to live in that much darkness, you have got to be seeking some type of pleasure in order to balance how depressing life must have been. Let's be fucking for real, y'all. Let's be for real for a second. All of the civil rights activists are being abused daily, physically, emotionally, mentally. Things are being put out about them. They're being hit upside the head. They're getting fire hoses put on them. They're getting arrested. They're being spit at. Do you really think Martin Luther King was probably not searching for pleasure in other ways so that he can continue to live and fight the way he did? I know y'all don't want to like be real about that, but in our real everyday lives, how do you usually deal with life being fucked up? As a New Orleans person, baby, we love to drink, party, come together, dance. Like, we love to go into our enjoyment in the worst times, because what else can you do? What else can you do? I believe it simply because his life seemed to be so structured, so dark. There has to be an opposite side of that. There has to be something on the other side of that for how he was able to balance himself in front of everybody. And oppressing everything inside of you does not give you self-control. Oppressing your need for pleasure does not give you self-control. It actually gives you less self-control. So to me, if you think I'm about to be mad and feel like he still didn't do what I have been told and saw based on my reading books, movies, television, yes, all of that, but also the things that our grandparents and our moms and dads who were alive during that time, the things that they say. My dad was somebody that actually marched back in the day. My dad was born in 1948, was, 18-year-old man being involved in a civil rights movement. Okay, so at the end of the day, what that made me recognize is that Martin Luther King and the rest of them are just like the well-known, educated Black men in my environment in New Orleans. A lot of the educated, well-known, self-respecting, good job, shaking the hands, charismatic, clean-cut Black men from New Orleans are whores in real life. they cheat, or they have some side chick, or they like raggedy women that they would never really marry, but they like to go to the hood and fuck on, the girls that they would never really claim in real life. And you know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, we were literally watching men do two things: go out into the world and try to create something better for everybody, but then also in real life be cheaters. Like I don't know where anybody's been. I don't know where anybody has been. And I feel like that man was never perfect. The idea that you thought he needed to be perfect in order for him to be respected for what he did is ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous to me. That man fought. His very short life was all about the progression of Black people. Even if it wasn't always being done the right way, I feel like the intention behind it was always to progress us, to get us from this place of constantly being abused by any white person that decided they wanted to do so. So to me, I don't care about you being a whore. I'm low-key not even interested in hearing what has to be said, because who cares at this point? As long as it's not him taking advantage of people and having sex with women against their will and all of that type of shit, you ain't harming, killing no children. And I don't care. I don't care. It has absolutely no value. It has no value in it. Him being a possible whore does not change the fact that racism is wrong and y'all are wilding. Those two things have nothing to do with each other, babe. So to me, I wish that as a Black people, we weren't always so worried about image, because maybe if we weren't so worried about what's being said about us or the image and how we're being seen, then we can actually deal with what's real and push forward what's actually real. And what's real is people are whores. What's real is people are whores. Like, no matter how you try to slice it, people enjoy sex for the most part. It is what it is. Get over it. Get over it. Find something else to worry about. Find something else to talk about. And if you're going to talk about sex, talk about it from a balanced standpoint. Be real about it. Stop bullshitting with yourself. Everybody be fucking, and then online acting like we're all, just pure, we're pure, we're saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost. We all had sex after marriage. We've all have had our babies in wedlock. Like y'all really be online with the most bullshit. When in real life, look around. You do not have to be pure sexually in order to be a good person. Cut it out. I'm still riding for Martin Luther King, because to be the image at a time when there was so much vitriol and hatred towards Black people, I can never just act like him being sexual or having a lot of sex is going to make me feel like he still didn't do what he did. Like the intention wasn't still to help. That's how I feel. So let's move on. So this right here, y'all, and this is what I be talking about, right? Y'all, all the ways around, I just don't like when people are bullied. I just want to say that. Like, I'm not a fan of bullying people. I'm not a fan of just outright being mean to people based on superficial factors. Okay? So everybody knows I work out. Everybody knows I promote being healthy. You know what I'm saying? To your best ability. Okay? Because I know there are a lot of girls online that I follow that they're no alcohol, they're clean eating, they're not eating the sugars. And I'm just like, girl, that's too much. That's too much for me. That's why I'm gonna keep working out. That's why I'm gonna keep working out, and I'm gonna be mindful. I'm gonna be very mindful about, how much I eat things that are not healthy for me. But essentially, my girl, I do not want to live my life eating grain rice and salmon, for every fucking meal with no real seasoning. I love alcohol. I love the drinks, girl. I'm sorry. I'm not an alcoholic or nothing, but I love a good cocktail. I love to go out and get cocktails. I like to see new cocktails. What did y'all make today? Let me see. Okay. It's, like, I like to eat. You know what I mean? And so I I often find myself in a mindset of, yes, you should work out, you should be healthy, but also everybody's not the same. The food in this country is terrible. And people a lot of the times cope with trauma through food. So when you live in a country that gives a lot of people bad food to eat, there's bad shit in the good food, for God's sakes. Everything's genetically modified. Some people's bodies are not going to respond well to the things that are put in our food. And so when you have that in mind, that usually people being obese is a result of them being poor. Like a lot of the things that that people like to extend judgments to other people on are a byproduct of being poor. And historically, a lot of the times, there's really nothing you can do about your family being poor. Like, if you look back, girl, they probably was working the whole time. There is just a group of people in this country that the oligarchs have decided is going to be poor. And that makes up a lot of the people. So I feel like when you really look at it, there should be some type of sympathy or empathy for obese people in this country, because this country is helping people become obese. You see what I'm saying? It's not like you live somewhere where healthy options are cheap or healthy options are easy to get, or where people don't, like when I was watching Love and Hip Hop Miami, the new girl Ching, what's her name, Ching Diamond, and she's a big girl and a rapper, and people are always calling her fat and saying all kind of mean shit, so she uses it as ammunition in her music. But when Zoe wanted to take her out to eat, Zoe's like, I'm gonna take you to the Haitian spots. To me, I'm a foodie. I like to I'm gonna eat the food. Like, yeah, what a food, girl. Let's go. Give me the Haitian food. What's going on? I want to taste it. I know it's probably hot as fuck. I'm gonna give me a water or a Sprite. Let's do this. I want to taste the food. I like the food. Okay. It's a whole nother thing when people are eating junk food to become obese. Like, I don't know if I don't know if y'all have noticed that. That to me is an extension of the fact that you probably grew up poor, or you grew up in a family dynamic where they either couldn't afford to, or they didn't have the time or whatever to like fix you balanced meals. Cause like we got big people in New Orleans, but like people don't just eat hot Cheetos and junk food. People eat food out here. Like, you eat food. Like, you get big off of pasta. You get big off of, eating fried shit. Okay, fried pork chops, fried steak, fried chicken, okay, fried ice cream. Like, you just out fried Oreos, bitch. Like, like we're eating food out here. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like sometimes the way people act towards obese people is really ignorant, is really kind of fucked up. And I think that because in our society, we care so much about how people look, we kind of decide it's okay to mistreat those people because they should have done better, because they shouldn't look like that, because they shouldn't be so lazy. And I just kind of feel like it's a little bit deeper than that. There's usually more to it than that. And it's really callous when you feel like people should get treated any old kind of way simply because they're big and they should have known better. They should have done better. Like, that's the same thing with people being poor. You're lazy. No, poor people usually work way more than middle class to rich people. So let's just get into what happened, okay? So,
Lyft driver denied me service. BC of my size.
What's your name? Yeah, I got no space on my car. Is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me,
Yes, I can.
believe me. So I'm sorry.
What am I doing with my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a pizza card.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too busy in your car, so I gotta order another lift?
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What? I got
Lyft driver.
So he said, I have very tired tires, meaning that his tires are not pumped up all the way. Okay. That's what that sounds like to me.
The tires.
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
How do you?
He's saying that there's no space in the back. You're a Lyft driver. I know there's nothing in the back seat. So what do you mean you don't have space for her in your back seat?
No, I don't have no space.
Sir, just drive off.
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because he tried before. He's tried to get big people in his car and it don't work.
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
You know, I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Harris.
Okay. No. Do with your tires.
Let's talk about it. Since everybody in their bald-headed ass mama got something to say about Dank, bitch, first of all, let's touch bases on the big bitches in the back that got something to say about me. I'm seeing a bitch say go walk. Bitches, you cool. Like, you only like one burger away from being my size. Like, y'all hoes got me fucked up. Bitch, stop calling yourself a BBW, hoe. Cause you not, bitch. Other BBWs don't put other BBWs.
I think she was fussing with him so long because she young and she really was embarrassed. She also said it was cold outside, so she was trying to, she was trying to get in the car and go. At the end of the day, what I do understand is not lost upon me is people have a right to tell you they don't want you in their car. Like, yeah, but I still feel like this was discriminatory. And to me, the fact that she was standing, like, to me, looking at her in this video, she doesn't look too big to get in a car to me. I just feel like she doesn't look too big to get in a car. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know her weight. I don't know this young woman, but I'm seeing her standing there.
Down, bitch. Second of all, bitch, I never contacted Lyft. Then y'all talking about, oh, she posted a video for Cloud. I am the fucking Cloud. I've been doing this shit a long time. I posted this video because y'all got us fucked up. Y'all always trying to put big people in a fucking category. Oh, big people this, or big da-da-da-da, or big bitches this, da-da-da. Stop doing that shit. Y'all want us to be in a fucking house, miserable, bored. Oh, cover up, or da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't. Let's talk about it. Since we're there, you big, and da-da-da. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck the niggas and the bitches that's saying that shit. Bitch, I am a big person fucking advocate. And I'm not the only person that they did that shit to, bitch. I'm just the only person that's gonna stand up. I'm the only person that's gonna post the video. I'm the only person that's gonna speak up. I'm the only person that's gonna say something. I'm the only person that's gonna put a stop to that shit. Cause y'all got me fucked up. Why the fuck y'all don't have an option on the fucking app that say, are you upsized, or so that we can send you a bigger car? So that shit is humiliating. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, it's below zero. I'm outside and you put it off on me, bitch. I don't give a fuck if you gave me my fucking money back. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, y'all got us fucked up. Bitch, I'm not in the house. I'm outside. I'm showing my stomach. Fuck is y'all. Where they talking about? Stop playing with me on this bitch ass internet. Talking about.
Okay. So she's expressing herself with a lot of emotion and anger here. And I think she has a right to, y'all. I'm sorry, but I live in Louisiana. They got a lot of big bitches out here. People be a big bitch climbing out of a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic every day, B. It's giving discrimination. And I hear y'all saying she can fit. That's what I was saying. I was like, she looked like she can fit in the car. Thank you. Like, she looked like she could have fit in that car. And my comment was, if his car is not up to par, meaning if your tires aren't strong enough, like he said, then maybe your car too rickety to be doing fucking Uber or Lyft, whatever it is. But I feel like this was mean. I feel like it was mean. And I said, if his car is not up to par, he shouldn't be driving. Her size shouldn't be an issue when she got the whole back seat to herself. And there's so many people in the comments making excuses for why this treatment was okay. Oh, they have a right to deny. What if she gonna mess up the steering? A car is only made to fit a person that's 170 pounds. Like, that's such cap. That's such cap. Y'all have seen two, tall or big men been in cars together. Like that's whatever, y'all. All I'm saying is she looked bigger. She looked not that, I'm sorry. She looked big enough, small enough, whatever, to get in that damn car. And I just kind of felt like it was somebody feeling like I don't want no big ass bitch in my car. Okay. But I do feel like the way y'all look for an opportunity to treat big people badly, that's what I feel. I feel like y'all look for an opportunity to mistreat big people, and I just don't like people being mistreated based off of superficial things. Like I just don't. It's not something that I'm a fan of. And I understand everybody can feel however they want to feel, but to me this was very discriminatory against her for her weight, and I do feel like a Toyota Corolla or a Camry, whatever that was, should be able to fit somebody her size in the back seat. And if she had the money, she probably would sue. Because I feel like it's just mean, and the comments are just as mean. And I think the way people, look, Tokyo Vanity, y'all are really mean. And she's also talking about y'all feeling like big girls should just be inside and not, not feel good about themselves, not be out in the world with everybody else, And I think that people's weight is their cross to bear. You know what I mean? I also feel like sometimes you do need to go walk, bitch. I'm not saying you need to walk to where you're going, but work on this. We don't want you to die. Okay? Work on this. But being refused a ride, I don't think that was cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people, if it was a man, it might have been different. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. You used to be like 6, 7 people. Like, girl, the way we would pack people in somebody's car sometimes. I was just like, I have seen people be packed up in cars that probably would equal to more than her weight. So for y'all to act like that, or it needs to be evenly distributed in the tires, bitch, what? Y'all really just coming up with a lot of reasons for why y'all feel like it's okay for this discriminatory shit to be okay. And I just kind of feel like if I don't want to be treated that way, I don't want anybody else to be treated that way. Because what if somebody want to discriminate against you because you black? And they can find a reason for that. So yeah. I don't know if she, really no 600-pound person and all that, like everybody was making it seem. But I was like, bitch, you could have laid across the back seat. That would have evenly distributed everything. Fuck y'all talking about. Okay. And this is what I was thinking. The car was already sounding like it was on its last leg, but she would have fit. Like to me, his car is the problem. Go get your fucking car tuned up, get your tires ready, get your car, together. Cause it was given your car was rank dank as it is. And don't nobody want to be driven around in no rank dank ass car, no matter whether they big or small, bitch. If your car doing like, I don't want to get in it. I don't want to get in it. Get from in front of me with this. Get from in front of me with this. But yeah, y'all, I just felt like that was fucked up. And people just look for reasons to be fucked up. Okay. Let's move on. What else do we want to get into? Girl, let's get into the shows. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's start with this Yes Jewel situation. So I did watch the whole season of Wags to Riches, but like intermittently, you be watching, but you're like, you're on your phone. You know what I mean? Like you get up, you use the bathroom, you'll fix something to eat, but you watching it, okay? So I'm watching it, but I ain't really watching it, okay? So what I will say is Sherelle is coming off like a mean girl, but definitely more so given I'm trying to produce. She didn't seem like that much of a mean girl when she was on Selling Tampa, which is what I saw her on originally. But that's okay, girl. We will definitely drag you if we need to. But I felt like the way she was acting towards Stoney was kind of like, come on, girl. Don't let it be colorism. Don't make us feel like that's what it is. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because what I can't stand is a bitch that love her a chocolate man, but then be real like aggy and disrespectful with chocolate women. Like I have an issue with that. Don't do that. So, Yes Jules was the person that was like, why you doing Stoney like that? You don't really know that lady like that. Why you treating her like that? Like for Yes Jules to be the person that was speaking up for Stoney, I was just like, why y'all making me feel more aligned with this white girl that's a culture vulture? And I'm gonna be very clear. Yes Jules is a culture vulture. what I feel like she likes to do, you want to be in the Black community, just like a lot of other, people who are outside of the Black community. You want to be cool. You want to be hip. You know what I'm saying? You want to hang around with the cool cats that are Black. Okay. Because you feel like it gives you some type of cool factor yourself for being around them. And you want to adopt their style. You want to wear braids and, you want to say nigga and all of this stuff. But I feel like a lot of the time it's still an act of racism, because what you are doing is infiltrating, Black people's culture in some way. But really, friend groups, you're hanging around Black people, you're hanging around Black women, you're with Black men. You're inside of somebody else's culture that is not your own. And then you adopt how they act, and then kind of, it's almost like I help the community. I put y'all in position. So that means I can come and be a culture vulture in your community. And I dare y'all to say something to me. That's what it feels like to me. Y'all can let me know if I'm wrong, but I felt like, yes, Jules' energy is giving. I do feel like I'm better than Black women. I do. Kind of like Erica Mena. You want to hang around Black women because you feel like amongst the Black women, there's always rich Black men and like white women. So if you're the one white girl in this clique of Black women, if there is a Black man that cares more about choosing white women than Black women, he's going to choose you. You're going to get chosen over the light-skinned Black girl or whoever else because they really want a white girl. And you're in this group of white girls. So that's going to make it easier for them. That's what I feel. I feel like a lot of the, non-Black women that hang with Black women and want Black men, but then don't have the respect for the culture to say that this is sensitive. I recognize historically how this has been used against Black people. So I'm going to respect them and be in the culture and be of the culture, but not act as if it's my culture, and understand how me being white and what that means in Black culture. You are the villain. Like, let's be very clear. On a large scale, white supremacy, white people, because white people are a representation of white supremacy to a lot of Black people, you are the representation of the system that is constantly trying to impede our progress. Even down to you getting into a fight at a Black establishment and it looking bad on the Black establishment, but it being a white girl that got into the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like those things. Those things. Okay. Yes. Her comments about my hair is real. To me, whenever you get upset, what comes out of your mouth is something that puts you in a hierarchy with a Black woman. Makes you better in some type of way. That's why she made that comment about her hair. So to me, I feel as if, yes, Jules is somebody that no Black person should really, really trust, because she in some way feels as if she's better than you. She feels as if she's better than you. She'll say she doesn't. Oh, I love this person. I love that person. She's perpetrating. It is it's advantageous. It makes her feel good to fit in with y'all. But also, she wants to feel like she's slightly better. And that shows up when she gets into confrontations with people. Okay? Because why, if you really do love and respect Black people, do you always like to teeter on that line of saying something that could be perceived as racist or prejudice? When you do those, like whenever they do that, the ignoring of how Black people feel about, the culture vulture thing and the system period, like it's an ignorance of that. It's I don't care about that. And it's like, you can't really say you love and care about Black people and their culture if you are being disrespectful to their culture by acting as if it is not indicative to them and not you. You know what I mean? Don't say nigga. It upsets certain Black people. You respect them. You know the history of the word. Yeah, you want to hang around them and you know how they say it, but you're not them. So you can't say it. You still want to be able to say it and hang around Black people and then tell Black people why you should be able to say it. Like, that's what you want to do. And to me, that's antagonistic. And in some way, whenever I feel like you're a white person that wants to antagonize other Black people while being a part of the Black people's clique, you're a problem. You're problematic. You're not really an advocate. You're not really an ally. Like, no, you're problematic. You just want to be close to us and be problematic at the same time. So I'm just letting y'all know how I felt about Yes Jules before we even get into this situation. But let's go ahead and get into it.
Having a conversation.
Hi, I'm Jules. Well, Jules, your name got brought up, so I thought it was only right to just call you over here.
Hi, I'm Jules.
Okay, so let me start this. Kania girl, I'm gonna need for you never in your life to call somebody a white bitch and have all of this big time energy sitting at a table directly next to them. Yes, Jules probably heard everything you were saying. She comes over to you, introduces herself, and you keep your head down because now what? She's not deserving of your attention. She was deserving of your attention a minute ago when you were running your mouth about her. So now that she's sitting right here, why would you not take this opportunity to say what the issue is? I saw a picture that you posted, and I'm trying to understand why, as a Caucasian woman, a white woman that seems to like hanging around Black people, why would you post something like that when you know how Black people feel about white people using the N-word because of how that was used towards us? It's only a term of endearment amongst us because we're actually the Black people. Okay? We're them, girl. We're them. It's us. Okay. It's not you. So why do you feel like that's okay? That should have been the conversation. But to me, Kania kind of was going back and forth between feeling like she had the right to check her, but also being too scared to say what it was. So now you have other people speaking for you. You already fucking up, right? I also feel like, yes, Jules has heard this many times. And so, yes, Jules is ready to respond to this, which is why the first thing she says to Kania once it's all out there is, what do you do for the Black community? Girl, let's get into it.
So you can speak for yourself.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. You look confused. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
What's going on?
So, there seems to be.
Y'all acting weird. What's going on?
No. So,
What the fuck going on?
Y'all, I'm covering it just because I don't want to get a copyright. So let's just listen, okay?
Lost over here, so I'm gonna put it out.
Yeah, I'm lost. Like, I'm not.
So where's she saying that you're a racist? But I'm like,
Who's saying I'm a racist? Oh. But so I'm racist?
I never said you were racist, but if you say that out of your mouth, then maybe you are.
That was stupid. That was stupid. I hate that. I hate when people argue in a I'm just trying to catch you up type of way. You're not really trying to resolve or have a conversation. You're just trying to catch her up. Why would you say that? She did not say that she was racist. She's asking. You the one that have an issue with what she was doing. So, ma'am, speak it. Tell it. What's on your mind?
You said that.
You just heard him say that. I said, did I say out of my mouth that she was racist?
You said
culture vulture. That's racist culture. Well, what's some culture vulture to you? Let me ask you something. What do you do for your culture?
I do a lot for my culture. We're having a conversation.
That's the moment that I would have been like, this is not about what I do for my, this is not about what I do for my culture. This is about you being a culture vulture. And this is when you would have brought up, but I wouldn't have answered her question because I don't have to tell you what I do for my community. Once again, I am the community, bitch. I am the community. I don't have to tell you what I do for my community. It's my community. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, I can't use my community's Blackness for profit because I'm Black. It's my community. You see what I'm saying? I am it. I can't take it off. It's not a costume for me.
I'm the community for my culture. I'm a real estate agent. I get people in homes.
So you make money off people buying homes? Okay, that ain't.
Oh, well.
Yes, Jules ate you up right there.
What do you make money off of?
I make money off of building brands, launching careers, putting people in position to make money. So I know you don't really know me well. Clearly, this is the first time we met.
I don't really want to know you. Really?
That's cool, but you don't know me. You talking about me like I'm a culture vulture. So I'm just wondering if you gonna talk about that.
You were talking about her, ma'am.
Culture. Let's talk about what you do. You say that.
No, if we're gonna talk about you being a culture vulture, let's talk about you being a culture vulture. Let's not talk about what I do for my culture. Yes, Jules. You could tell she had a ready-made response to this.
Oh, I do a lot for my culture.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot for my culture. I'm a real estate agent.
Bitch, that has nothing to do with your culture.
Hold on. You were the same bitch that wanted to wear the shirt, right?
The shirt said ninjas lie a lot, just like
say it.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't say it. I'm not.
No, for real. And this is why I agree with Kania. Because at the end of the day, if you froggy enough to post a shirt, then go ahead and say it, bitch. You want to say it. You want to say it. You probably say it on the phone or in private. Yo, nigga, yo, nigga, yo, nigga. I'm sure you do that a lot.
But why would you want to wear that shirt?
I didn't say I wanted to wear it.
But you
Do you know what you're talking about? No, I didn't. You want to pull up the tweet? Come on. Pull up. You're investigator. Pull up. Since you're talking about me when I'm not here.
Relax.
Listen, yo, I'm not going to relax because today is not a motherfucking day.
Cheers to having a good time. We're not
The shirt actually says something about niggas lie. Niggas always lying. Something like that.
It's loud. It's loud.
Today is the day. Today is the day to address
Listen
it.
here.
If
I'm
you're
not
a culture
addressing right
virgin, you're around a bunch of black women. I'm a
Yes,
black
I am,
woman.
and I
She's
love
a black
black
woman.
women.
She's a black woman.
And I love her.
You're
I love
trying
her.
to get
Excuse me, lower your motherfucking
No,
voice.
I'm not gonna lower shit.
You
bitch.
are gonna lower.
I'm not going to lower shit.
Okay. Ladies, wait.
Huh? What happened?
Who the fuck is that bitch?
What just happened?
My hair real.
I'm taken aback that these women are acting like this. Like, not the bushies. Shut the front door. You guys are city girls after all. There goes the energy. Play the music.
All right. Let's get into that. So yeah, to me, I'm sorry. Yes, Jules. Okay. So Kania actually is the one that puts her hand in her face, and I'm like, y'all haven't seen the brothers? Maybe I'm gonna have to do that one for another Now That We're Grown. I meant to do it, but I started watching and I was like, I don't feel like watching this shit. But if y'all have ever seen the brothers, Bill Bellamy's character was dating that white girl, all right? And him and the white girl are sitting at a restaurant, and the black judge who he used to date walks over and has all of this attitude for the white girl, and the white girl wasn't even coming at her like that. And to me, I'm more of a like, I'm not about to disrespect somebody that's not disrespecting me. But black women will put themselves on some type of I'm better than you pedestal as a, retaliatory thing for the racism environment. You automatically assume white people are thinking that they're better than you. So you walk up, with this very like entitled thing, right? And she then put her finger in the white lady's face, and the white lady said, "Get your finger out of my face." And the judge said, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do?" See, I don't like to try people like that because I'm a like, I don't like to try people like that because that's when you get hit. Like, if you don't want to fight, don't do all that, right? She put her hand all in that girl's face, and that bitch karate chopped her and flipped her over flipped her over a table. Like she was a judge and she got her ass beat, and she shouldn't have put her hand in the white girl face. Do y'all remember that? So to me, I felt like this was on the lines of that, but yes, Jules did not have the same firepower that old girl had in Brothers because she got her ass beat. Okay, Kania, bop, 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 bop. Like the way this shit, you getting hit, bitch. This shit, you getting hit. And yeah, she was holding you by your hair. Yes, I really want people to stop acting like holding hair is not a thing, period. In street fights, pulling hair is a thing. It's not a bitch thing. It's not, no. Niggas get dreads pulled out every day, B. A fight is a fight. And when somebody angry, I'm trying to do anything. I'm grabbing, I'm pulling, I'm biting, I'm, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I can do, that's what I'm doing. And see, here's the thing, Kania, you thought that shit was cool, but you was wrong. You were wrong. You should have kept that shit verbal. You knew putting your hand in that girl's face was going to cause an issue. What you did not think was that she was going to actually hit your hand away. You should have never put your hand in her face. Because anybody would smack somebody's hand if their hand is in their face. Like, girl, what's wrong with you? And see, that's the thing. You could have had your verbal back and forth, but you decided you wanted to touch that girl. And so she hit your hand, and now y'all are fighting. And you can no longer say that you're better than her because look how you handled the situation. Thinking that you was going to punk another grown woman that's used to probably being in these scenarios. That's stupid. That's stupid. You played yourself. I need for y'all to understand. Like, I know we feel like as a people, like we should be holding people accountable and all of this. Yes, I agree with that. You should hold people accountable. But at the same time, it's a conversation. You can't walk up to another grown adult in real life thinking you're about to punk them about whatever they got going on. That's their life. And to me, the entitlement for you to even do all of that, like you played yourself to me. Like you played yourself to me. I'm still glad that you won. Like I'm still glad that you won because you are right. But your sentiments should have been expressed better than they were. Because essentially, like that makes you no better than Trailer Park Jules over here. That makes you no better than her. The fact that you decided you was gonna put your hands all in her face and then you thought she wasn't gonna do shit. Like, she was gonna do something. She had to at that point, and plus she was already tripping out. And I don't know if y'all have seen Yes Jules, but Yes Jules has consistently had a not give a fuck, mentality about some of the racial things that she's done. I've talked about her before. I'm not about to go look up no old shit on her because I don't even care about her like that. But I've been knowing that Yes Jules is not somebody who I, fuck with, follow, like. No, because I can't stand white women that have nothing better to do with themselves than to constantly be putting themselves in competition with black women because they feel inadequate. That's your problem. That's not black women's problem. But black women, whenever these white women are allowed in these spaces like that, ask yourself why. It's because somebody in the group is allowing it. And to me, it would probably be more of a conversation with that person, because I would be like, I would want to go talk to Sherelle and be like, and I think they did. I think a lot of people were going up to Sherelle like, you got all this smoke for Stony, but you friends with the white girl who got a racist past, and now she getting in fights and shit. So then Sherelle has to change her tune. But I felt like Yes Jules didn't take any accountability. You were rah-rah. It wasn't that you didn't have the right to be rah-rah, but even asking her what did she do for her community, to me, is already trying to make a black woman compete with you for who does more for black people, as if she's not black. You see what I'm saying? That whole argument shows that you have a fucked up mentality, and you like to compare yourself to black women. So yeah. I'm not really feeling Yes Jules at all, but I just felt like Kania should have handled the situation way better. First of all, you don't ever act that fucking pressed. Okay, you don't ever act that fucking pressed over no white girl that's trying to hang on to black women so she can feel relevant. Like, you don't give her all of that energy. If you wanted to have a conversation, in all honesty, she should have been sitting across from you and not next to you. That was the first mistake. Sade stayed friends with Yes Jules and said she wasn't a culture vulture and not racist. I think that they all think that because of what she shows them. But to me, what we have seen as the public, no, it's very much giving a little culture vulture. But a lot of the times that doesn't happen. A lot of the black women are always too empathetic and sympathetic to people. I feel like we see the same thing with the black women who continue to be friends with Erica Mena. The black women that continue to be friends with Evelyn Lozada, like, as Latin or, non-black women being with black men, they have absolutely pedestalized themselves against black women and then vie for friendship with black women. Because if you don't have a black man for the moment, how are you going to stay in the loop? How are you going to know what's going on with this if you're not friends with the okay? And when you want their men, you got to be friends. And they're men. When you want black men, you have to be in the community with black people. I think a lot of the time, even if it is the famous ones, you still have to be in the community with the famous black people, with the rich black, people. So I think it's weird that Sade will remain friends with her. I like Sade. I do, but I was just like, girl. Also, like, her having such an attitude with everybody about them asking if she was pregnant, and she was pregnant. Girl, it's a cute little show if y'all want to watch it. Okay, now let's move on. So I also watch Famous Rich Africans, and yeah, I love Swanky Style so much. Oh, I love watching the looks on this show. I love watching the confessional looks. I love seeing what they're going to wear. I love how their clothing is over the top, but not tacky to me. Like, oh my God, Swanky had on a red jacket with like red rubies hanging off of it all over, and had on a pair of dark blue pants with red roses on them. Girl, when I tell you I was obsessed, like, every time they brought it in a confessional, I loved it. Then Zari's new husband, I forgot his name, but Zari's new husband had a floral purple and pink like blazer on that looked like, it was embroidered, like, it wasn't printed. It was like embroidered. Like, it was beautiful. Like, they just make such Yes, Zyri husband style. I liked it. I'm gonna tell you. The only thing I didn't like about Zyri's husband is I feel like is it Khatib? Is that his name? He was very moisturized, very beautiful man. But my problem with him is that he consistently was questioning what was going on between Zyri and Platinum. Okay, platinum vibes, platinum, diamond platinum. Okay. And I just kind of feel like if you were going to marry her, you needed to be secure in the fact that her ex is a fuck nigga that is a narcissist and likes to be the center of attention. Like you're just gonna have to understand that you can't really trust anything that's coming out of his mouth because he would like to form, an issue between you and her because then that would either leave the door open for him. Is what people need to understand about Diamond Platinums. What I learned this season from him is he likes to impregnate women so that the women always belong to him. That's how he thinks. Because when Fantana thought she was pregnant, he was very happy. Now he wants to have a baby shower. Before, he don't want to meet no parents. He don't want to be friends. We fuck. We smash. That's all we do. We smash. He was never talking about her like he wanted to be in her life like that. But then when he thought she got pregnant, he was happy about it because then that means that he always has access to her. And what that shows me is the reason why he handles women the way he does is because he doesn't have control over them. If you don't have control over the woman, then you throw her away. But a baby means you can have ultimate endless control over her. And that is when he will dig his feet in. And that is such a dangerous thing because women will often feel like if a man really wants a baby with them, that's good. That means he's a good guy and he wants family and he really does want, a relationship if he's happy about getting a woman pregnant. But no, it's a tool of control. And he literally said it in one of the confessionals. But anyway, once he found out that Fantana wasn't pregnant, he was mad. He was mad. It was wild. It was so wild, y'all. Yes, I'm also glad that Keffy did what she did. Keffy was a new character on the show. And Keffy, Platinum Diamond, Diamond Platinum, he loved to try to fuck on any new girl on the show, right? So when Keffy came, he asked her out. Keffy told Fontana because everybody knew what was going on between him and Fontana, child, whatever her name is. And so Fontana comes on a date. Like what you were saying a minute ago, you were saying you was just smashing me and I wasn't nobody. So what's going on here? And then he got mad at Keffy. And for the rest of the season, he talking bad about Keffy like he was wrong about her. Now she ain't that fine. Child, please. Child, please. Okay. Fontana is sad because as much as Fontana likes to act like, I'm not really being delusional. I'm just pretending to be delusional because if I am pregnant, then I want him to be the father of my kid. Like, my kid's going to need a father. So basically you're pretending to go along with his foolishness because you would want him to be a father to your child. Girl, you are being delusional, even though you think you're not, because you wasn't pregnant for him. And the only reason you were shunning him was not because you found he was being disrespectful to you, but because you wanted to punish him so that he could make it up to you so that y'all could get back together. Because that's what happened. So she got what she wanted. And now he's kissing her in front of everybody and all of this. And I'm just kind of like, doesn't he have a girlfriend? Didn't we find out that he has a girlfriend? Girl. Oh no, yeah, she's a willing participant. That's why I'm not upset about it. Like I'm not upset about it. It's just like don't say you're not being delusional because you are. You are, girl. The fact that you think that he's going to ever give you what you want, that's what we're talking about. Like you want a family, you want marriage. Like what do you want? Because whatever it is, you're going to be looking for it from him at some point and he's not going to give it to you and he's going to tell you, I told you that that's not what I was into, bitch. Like what? So that's why we want y'all to stop. Yes, she is goofy. She gives goofy vibes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know what it is, but it's something about goofy. Sorry. Anyway, what else happened, girl? So Annie had beef with, well, first of all, Annie is always being cheated on. Whoever Annie is married to, he always cheats on her. Annie acts like somebody that's on medications and might have some reactions to those medications. I don't know if that's true, but she acts like she's tweaking. She acts as if she's tweaking throughout the entire season. Very manic, all of this movement and shit like that. And then when you think about it, she has a lot of money. But when she had to call her husband to ask him if she could come home, I was like, why the fuck do you have to call him to ask him to get you a flight so that you can come home? Why do you have to ask him if you can come home? Like, that's weird. So first of all, you can't trust your husband. He's a whore. He's never really around. You seem miserable because of it. And then you also like to be judgy about relationships. I believe she renewed her vows at some point with this man, girl, even though he was like impregnating people all over the continent, girl. So Annie be looking weird just from there, okay? And then Annie likes to have these like really manic moments where she says any and everything to people. Like she was telling Kyrie, is it Kyrie? Telling Kyrie that she was a witch, and y'all know that is very, very problematic amongst the African folks. Okay, you cannot be calling them witches and stuff like that because you know they'll actually get burned to a stake some goddamn where or ostracized from their family and their community because somebody called them a witch. I'm like, that's wild that y'all still allow that to dictate if y'all are, you know, cool with y'all family members or not. Somebody just saying they're a witch. That's wild. Like with no real investigation whatsoever. Just somebody said it. Now you mad. Now the family, you know, looking at you sideways. Girl, what kind of family is that? Yes, Annie is very much I'm the victim. Yes, girl. I know. Honey, Two Face posted yesterday that they were separated. They need to be separated. Girl, Annie's husband just filed for divorce from her after having all those kids on her. I thought that little bun was shaking before. Oh yeah, nah. She about to trip out. I'm sure. Let's listen to the audio.
Everything. I'm going to scatter everything. Nobody knows the rush my approval. I will ruin everything. Hello, in your family. This is Annie. You don't tell her that I was with my husband today. Peaceful, nothing happened. My husband told me I had a shoot today. Only for him to back his things and his stupid cousin Frankie helped him plan it. His family does not love me. They hate me. They've been giving me hell for 10 years. Today, my husband passed his things. He lied to me that he was going to shoot. But my husband is on his way to America, planned by himself, Peja Amari, and Frankie. All of this behind my back. I don't deserve this. I don't. I know this is not your business. But I can't call any member of the society. I can't even call his manager. He will not take my call. Because he thinks I'm the reason. He thinks I'm in his way. He thinks I'm in his way. So he expects will never take my call. He don't send on his way to America without telling me. Without telling me. Without telling me. Go to seek my in America. I just don't like it. Don't move this car. Practice this car. I'm going right now on Instagram Live. I'm going now. I'm done. I'm done.
Yikes. You should have been done a long time ago, sis. You should have been gone a long time ago. To me, the fact that you could even allow this to upset you to this point after everything this man has done, y'all need to break up and you need to go find yourself. You need to go find yourself. You need to go find your insides and collect them and put them back inside of your body, because I believe that you have lost your mind. You have lost yourself in this relationship and you are like cracking at the seams. Girl, go find Annie, bring her back and put her back inside, because what's going on? So basically, if you did not understand or you didn't read it on the screen, what she was screaming about is that her husband, you know, she was like, nothing was wrong. And he just packed up his bag and sneakingly left and went to America. He was saying he was going to go and shoot. So she was thinking like, oh, he going to work and he'll be back later. But apparently no. Okay. Apparently he must have snuck off to America without telling her he was going, which is no surprise. Again, as somebody said in the comments, he has several outside children. He has repeatedly cheated on her. He has not really shown up for her. She had to ask him permission to come home. Like, to me, it just showcases this man has no real respect or love for you, but you are the mother to his children. You were his wife, but he doesn't want you. And it's because you, well, first of all, he never really regarded you, obviously, if he would treat you this way. But you are falling apart at the seams because of his mistreatment, which makes you unattractive to him, which is why he doesn't even give a fuck enough to pretend with you anymore, because he don't want you. And this is why you don't crash out over men, because one of the things that is quite unattractive to men sometimes is a woman that has seemingly lost all of her marbles because of them. And I mean in a way that she's not taking care of herself. Oh yeah, if you crashing out over them and you still looking good the next day, yeah, they love that shit. But if you are actually starting to fall apart at the seams and not be mentally okay, you're not taking care of yourself. Like this past season, she showed up the first episode ashy. I was like, Annie, what is going on? Like, I don't know. It's sad. So to me, I feel like this is a prime example of why you don't let men step all over you, why you don't stay in long-term marriages and relationships with people that dishonor you and hurt you consistently, because all it does is chip away at your sanity, chip away at who you are as a person, and make you feel bad about yourself. And you then start to reflect that. When at the end of the day, when a person is consistently mistreating you like this, you leave them. You don't give them all of this power over you. That's why she don't like Zari, because Zari got up and left. Probably was jealous of the fact that Zari was able to get up and walk away. They just renewed their vows last season, didn't they? Wild. Wild, girl. But yeah, y'all should watch the show. I might give like, a breakdown of the entire season, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel about that. It's still a really good show. Both shows, Wags to Riches, and this show, Young Rich Africans, is on Netflix. This is their third season. So yeah, it's a really good show. I hope Annie will get her life. Because Annie is one of those people that because she's going through it in her family and her relationship life, she takes it out on her friends. I think she really started a lot of bullshit with Swanky this season. Oh, also before I go, Lewis and Annie. Before I go, I don't know if y'all saw what happened with Lewis and Annie, but basically Lewis is trying to find maybe a surrogate or find a woman that's ready to have a baby or start a family, because he was shunned from his family because he did African Big Brother and had a sex scene. And so his very religious cult-like family have not been speaking to him since then, because the church says they're not allowed to. And they allow the church to tell them whether they should be a part of their family member's life or not. So Lewis has been out there on his own for about 5 or 6 years. And now Lewis is trying to create his own family. And there is a tad bit of a clinginess. I think Louis is a great guy. I think Lewis is a great guy. I think he's very handsome. I think, he seems to be a very beautiful man. And I think he is hurt and he feels lonely. And I think it makes him hold on to his friends longer. I think, he hugs really long. And it's probably because when he's not around them, he's probably really by himself a lot. And no human touch, So I think that at some point when you are around your friends and you hug them, it's just like, oh, we haven't seen each other in a minute, or I missed you, or I've spent a lot of time alone. And so now really being able to hug somebody that I love or I care about, I want to hold on to that feeling. Yes, Louis' story is extremely sad to me, and I feel like he wears his sadness on him. I also did not understand why Annie was taking such disrespect from him asking questions about her surrogacy, especially once he explained, that he wanted to do it himself. He asked Khatib and Annie to come and, interview women with him that he was considering. And she felt like, I'm not going to, test, see if measure these women to see if they're coochie or if they're good enough for you. And I'm like, I don't think that was what he was really trying to do. It wasn't really about if the women are good enough for him. It's about if they vibe, if they mesh well. And I feel like she really was mean and fucked up to him about it. And so was Swanky. And I feel like Swanky owed Lewis an apology. And I did not see that apology happen during the episode. But I feel like you needed to apologize to Lewis, because you was all in Lewis' face talking about fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And it wasn't even all of that from the beginning. Annie was overreacting the entire time to me. And I feel like Annie still feels bad or feels shame about the fact that she had to get a surrogate. I think that's what it's about. Instead of recognizing that that was just her path and she doesn't need to feel any shame or guilt about it, I think she carries a lot of shame and guilt around needing a surrogate. And I think in Africa, it must be something that even though rich people can do it, amongst the Black people and in a tribe, it's something that may not necessarily be seen as, ideal. And I think she feels less than because that's her story. And so even though she's okay with telling her story, she doesn't want to talk about it with people who are trying to go down that same road, because then it reminds her that she, could not have the babies on her own. Like, she really, I feel like, overreacted to that situation. And I didn't like that. And I did appreciate that he came and apologized to her, and that she hugged him and said, that they were good and everything. And I really want Lewis to go to therapy. I want Lewis to do something that will make him stop being so clingy. And I don't want to say thirsty, but that's low-key what I feel like. He is thirsty for connection and love from other people because he's lacking it. And I feel like when you have a family that you can go around and be around, like, to me, I often tell my family this, like, whenever we're around each other, that's why I love the holidays so much, because that's the time we usually spend the most time together. And when we are around each other, I get like a really good feeling off of it. I feel like I am recalibrated in some way. And I grew up seeing these people on a daily basis. So now, as an adult that we don't see each other that often, whenever we do come together, I feel so good because of it. You know what I mean? And I'm not somebody that has a lot of friends. I wish I had more, but essentially it is what it is. I don't trust people. Sorry. So I really enjoy when me and my family are together. And if I did not have them, oh my God, I don't know like how I would be okay sometimes if I did not have my family. If we did not still enjoy spending time together and communicating and making sure everybody's all right. So, to me, I think having the loss of that is probably really hard for him. And I think that they need to do better. Yes, I do think that Annie said something homophobic about Swanky. I feel like a lot of people do that. When you get upset with somebody, you throw whatever slur comes up to them. And I feel like that's fucked up. And I think as you get older, you should have more self-control. And when you argue with people, you don't go to a certain place because you don't want to be that fucked up person. I don't want to be a phobic of any, like, I can rib you without going there. I can rib you without going there. It's lame. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand Swanky. He throws rocks and hides his hand. I thought he was chilling for the most part this season, besides that situation with Lewis. I did not like that. But when I tell you, all he got to do is show up in a look, and I really don't be listening to much else he say. I just like to look at him. Just like to look at Swanky, okay? But yeah, y'all, the show is really good. Y'all should watch it. I hope they get another season. And to me, I honestly feel like if they were shopped to Bravo and Bravo passed up on them, Bravo is fucking up because they got money, y'all. Like, the life in South Africa is beautiful. Like, I was like, oh, we gotta go to South Africa. I think my sister is in South Africa right now. So because my people be out here, girl. I'm like, that's another place to add on the list. It's very much giving luxury. It is very much giving, great quality of life down to the South Africa, girl. Okay, so I need to put that on my list. Anyway, let's take a quick little break so we can move on to the next set of topics. Can y'all do me a favor and like the video, support, and please, if you can, add to the massage fund. See what's going on? Play, ho.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
Okay. So tomorrow we're gonna do another BondyBlue show. It's the end of the month, y'all. And January was like weird as fuck. So I need to make some content. So a lot of the content will be public this week. Just for fun. It's not gonna stay like that, but usually like the end of the month, girl, y'all will get free videos on YouTube every now and again. Cause girl, okay. That's why I said I'm about to, once I eat and stuff, I'm gonna come back maybe around 5 or 6 and do Love and Marriage Huntsville for like a little evening live with y'all if y'all don't mind. So y'all should come through for that. But yeah, girl, let's get into this. And I do want to say, I do want to say, because tomorrow when we come on live, we're gonna talk about what Chad just posted on the internet, and we'll further discuss he and Sherelle's relationship that's on Wags to Riches. We're gonna spread it out a little bit, girl. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Royce Reed. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I was not running to watch this interview. I still have not watched the whole thing. We're gonna look at some clips, but I feel like I believe Royce, but the energy is dark, and it's like, how much more is there to say? And I do feel like on some level, the more she talks about it, the more it will become, common knowledge that this is what's going on. Maybe it will help her. Maybe it will make it stop, because being quiet doesn't help either, But I also feel like I don't want, the link is in the description box, to the BALI page. It's in the description box. I don't feel like it. Like I can appreciate what Royce is trying to do. I can understand it, but I don't feel like going down this road with her and Dwight Howard over and over and over again. But we seem to. So let's just hear some of the things she said. I'll give y'all my opinion, and we'll quickly move on to D Woods and Diddy Girl.
I mean, we already here. Is he gay?
He would like my finger.
Have you ever
That doesn't make you gay, but okay.
witnessed him being with another man in the bedroom?
Yeah. All the time. They took mushrooms together. And then they were like in the bed moaning and like touching themselves. Yeah, but they said that's an effect of taking mushrooms.
No, it's not. It is, but no, it's not. Like I've girl, no, it's not. Not automatically. Sometimes yes, but for me, it's not like ecstasy or Molly or something like that. It's not like that. It can make your body feel good. It can. It absolutely can have you like buzzing, like just feeling really good inside of your body. But I would not say that that's what translates to sex. Either way, it's not like ecstasy, not like, ooh, not like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we already know that Dwight likes men. We already know that Dwight is bi at most. Okay. So it's just very weird as to why we're having this conversation as if this is not already out there. He's already said it.
Where the are the children?
They're upstairs in their rooms with the nanny.
I think
where are your children when you are having forcible anal sex with Jazzy? Where are your kids? When where are your kids when you're banging up, that girl's back end, even though that's not what she like? Come on, bruh. Like, I hate when y'all, because it's homophobic to me. It's homophobic, even though we know that Dwight's issue is not about him being bi or gay. He is abusive. That's what the issue here is, okay? His sexuality is of no consequence to me. The point that is being made in this clip with this line of questioning to me is, oh, he likes men. He's having sex with men. He's doing shrooms. Where are the children? What kind of parenting is going on? This is why those types of people shouldn't be parents. That type of mindset. That's what this lends to me. That, you and your woman, being out of wedlock is totally fine. But, people being gay, nah, that's not cool. Like, shut up.
But the problem is whatever the floats your boat, you do that but keep the kids out of it.
When this would happen, it was like,
what do you mean keep the kids out of it? Where are the kids? Like, we have questions about Dwight. We really, really do. But the way they are talking about this is annoying me. The way he's talking about this is annoying me. Yes, Dwight admitted to being bisexual when he was sued by the gay man for trying to, coerce him into having sex with a cross-dresser named Miss Kitty, if I'm correct. Was it Miss Kitty, y'all? But I think that was her name. But either way, the gay man was not interested in having sex with Kitty and was there for Dwight. And Dwight was being very forcible. So the gay man then files charges. Now, everything has been dropped. But to me, that doesn't mean it didn't happen just because the charges got dropped. People don't always have the money to fight somebody like Dwight Howard in court. And also sometimes they settle out of court and you never know that they actually settled out of court. So yeah, he had to come out and admit it because of what was going on. So he said, yes, I was going, the text messages came out. He was like, yeah, I listen, I like what I like. He's already said that.
Late. So they were like done for the night. You asked if they were men in the room, and yeah.
I mean, we already here. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gay?
He would like my finger.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was one clip. And listen, I do feel like, as somebody in the comments just said, that his negligence should be emphasized. Absolutely. 2 children were essayed by the nanny under his watch. Yes. That should be the conversation more than a grown adult having sex with another man in their bedroom with their children in their bedrooms. Because don't most grown adult people fuck in a room with their kids in a room at night? Like, isn't everybody normally in the same house with their children when they fucking, if they together? Like, I'm so confused. Okay. So I feel like, and I mean, he's not in a relationship, but that's what people would do. I'm not saying that's right. I do feel like you shouldn't have people in and out the house when your kids are there. But how big is your house? Did they see? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what my mind would be on. Like, how big is the house? Did the kids know what was going on? Like, is it down the hall? Is it right next door? Like, because if he lives in a big ass house and the kids on this end and he's on that end, once they go to bed, it's up. Come on now, we grown. But no, I think it's something to be talked about when it comes to the nanny, when it comes to, that type of shit. Like, you were allowing the mistreatment of those children. As Roy said, her son was essayed by a nanny. And it seems as if y'all didn't give a fuck. That's the issue. So let me see. Yeah, see, that was the story right there. He look, he said it already, but denies any assault happened. Like, I was about to fuck him, but I wasn't about to force him. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't believe that. I do think that you were trying to coerce that person into having sex. I do. Okay, I think that might have been no. It's one more clip because Claudia posted. And Claudia was basically saying the blogs were basically, focusing on the part of this interview to make it messy, but they weren't fully listening to everything. And you know how that go. It doesn't matter how many times Royce has told y'all what's happening. Some people just don't care about other people. A lot of people are just bad people. Like, that's what I'm understanding. People in the comments, people talk people are bad people. And then they act like, oh, I'm about to explain it. You're a bad person. I don't care.
A voice to the people who have went through this and gives them the hope to say it's not right. And I need to speak on it. I don't give a fuck who you are.
But is it crazy to say, well, he never treated me like that? Because when with Tiffany, she never saw that side of him, ever. She got the calm. She was like, he would talk to me like this and always try and, make sense of everything and never really raise his voice.
Who's Tiffany?
She's number 2.
Okay.
And she was always told not to talk to me. They were all told not to talk to me. They were all told that I was the crazy one. And that's how the media put it out there. Like, I had a career. I had job offers. I was supposed to go to Vegas. I was going to work at Treasure Island. They had offered a contract to me 3 times and he forced me to stay in Florida. And then he let them go with the narrative that I was like this whore. And then,
which is why shit like that should not matter. Because it's only used to abuse people.
All the times that I was getting sued in the news, how I was put out there. And it was like, I'm crazy. And, I know people always talk about, oh, you always stood up for yourself on basketball wives. I try to stand up for myself all the time. But then it always comes across until now. Like I was bitter. Like I was a gold digger. town. Treated me like shit. I couldn't get a job at Disney. They told me conflict of interest. But they let them go. They let him run with it. Then I found out he was part of it. A lot of these blogs, they're on payroll. Look at what they post about me. It's never anything positive. Like even now, with everything that I posted, have they posted it? No, but they'll post somebody else's trauma. Still trying to silence me. I got a motion for contempt.
I really feel bad. I really feel bad for Royce. I really hope at some point there is some relief of this situation for Royce. Honestly, I think that it'll probably come because at some point, Dwight is going to self-destruct. Like, Dwight is going to do something or do enough damage to his own career that the damage he tried to do to her will be then flipped on him. That is my hope. And that is what I imagine will happen because he doesn't seem to be as in control as everybody thinks he is. And as people get older, it's harder to conceal those things. I really hope that Royce is getting the help she needs to grapple with all of this because it's so hard. Like, another part of this, as was said in the comments, is that Royce's son, because of what had happened to him under his father's care, then turned around and assaulted her boyfriend's son. And it blew up and it became this big thing. And then it puts the onus on her because you let your child be around this other child. And it's like, how are you supposed to feel about your kid who got assaulted? Like, you know what I mean? And how they're trying to work that out for themselves. Like, you have empathy and sympathy for your child that nobody else is going to have. And then these things happen and then they look at you like it's your fault. But really, this is fucking Dwight's fault because y'all let my kid go with him because he's rich and famous. And that matters to y'all more than the fact that I'm still his mother. And if I say this man is abusive towards me, that should be investigated and held up to scrutiny instead of being ignored. And it was ignored. It was ignored. I feel like because of his image and basketball and all, and that's why I don't like that shit, y'all. I don't care for images. Be who you are. I don't care for images and what that all means to feel like it's okay to destroy people for an image that you're trying to uphold that's not even truthful. It's not a truthful image. And so this is just really sad to me. And I don't know what needs to happen for Royce, but I don't know if going on his show was smart. I think on some level it is because more eyes are going to see it. Like, he gets a lot of views. But I also feel like there are other places that have high views that would have handled the situation a little bit better. He is still so ignorant. And his ignorance is almost like indignant. Like, I know that this is ignorant and regressive, but I'm going to continue to think like this. I know this doesn't really make sense, especially when I think about my own life. Like, Cam probably likes a finger in the ass too. But anyway, yeah, no, Cam is not compassionate. Like, nobody should be crying on an interview with him.
A voice to the people who have went through this and gives them the hope to say, it's not right. And I need to speak on it. I don't give a fuck who you are.
But is it crazy to say, well, he never treated me like that?
Right. I mean, just pointing out that is usually irrelevant. Like, oh, he didn't do it to you. Congratulations, bitch. Okay? Congratulations. Oh, but yeah, y'all. Let me see. We saw that one. So yeah, Royce is talking, and I feel like it's something that does need to be talked about. But I also feel like, when does it end? My God. But I guess that's how she must feel. Like, when does it fucking end? So let's get into Akademiks. Don't want to get into Akademiks. No, let's get into Casey first. So y'all, this is Toya's brother. As y'all know, Toya and Regine's new show. Okay, it's not new. It's like season 2, right? But I kind of talked about the first season. I enjoyed it. I watched it. When things happen, I would talk about it. But it's not a show I feel like I can review every episode. It's not enough going on. But there's, storylines that are going on. And so, people from New Orleans. So I watch. Okay. So Casey is one of Toya's brothers. And I feel like Toya's brothers made choices as young men often do. You don't give a fuck. You don't care. You're going to do whatever you want to do, no matter what anybody tells you. And then when your choices have consequences, you get mad and feel like you're a victim because you had to get punished for your you had to get consequences for your choices and your actions, right? And again, this is a time when we all look at environments and shit like that. But at the same, mama wasn't right. Mama was on drugs out here in the streets. Like the kids being passed around to everybody. The girl children are usually taken care of in these family dynamics better than the boys sometimes, because the boys are going to just be out in the street and you can't control some of these little boys. But the little girls you kind of want to protect, because people also view little girls as more likely to be assaulted. So people would be more mindful of where they would place the girl children, but the boy children were just out here. And like that happened in my family. So, and it's not because nobody wanted to watch them, but nobody had the time or the energy to watch somebody else's little boys that don't want to listen to nobody. That's going to do what they want to do because they think they grown and they're acting out because of whatever's going on in their household or what's not going on in their household. So like I have a specific viewpoint of this that I really do get it. But I also get to a point in my life where I have no like real sympathy for you niggas, because all y'all do is gripe and complain when things don't go your way. And you want to blame somebody and you blame the person who's successful, but they're also the person that's always helping you. And I think that's the way they do Toya. They're always like going off on her because they're not where they want to be. But essentially, y'all made choices. So let's listen to what Casey had to say about his own niece.
I don't care, Black 7. Well, I don't care if Nita ever talk to me. I don't give a fuck. That's all on her. I don't care. It's all on her. I'm not no fucking groupie. That's all on her, baby.
That's not being a groupie, not talking to your family anymore. That's not about being a groupie, but okay.
I sure did say it. I hope the shit room take it and put it on there. The fuck is you talking about? Everything gotta reveals itself.
What you mean everything gotta reveal itself? You think that's some tea that she brought her man a $20,000 watch? Obviously, she got the money to spend like that. Like, what's your point?
I hope the shit room take it and put it on there. Fuck is you talking about?
Clout chasing ass nigga.
I've been asking for forgiveness. I've been trying to forgive him. It's up there. Fuck y'all talking about?
Forgive them for what?
Y'all got the game fucked up.
No, you got the game fucked up. that literally, nigga, you've got the game fucked up.
Let's put the wine down.
So that was it. That was the only thing he said, child. Y'all didn't put the rest on. What Live Bite said, child. Let me see if Live Bite said something. If they put him up there. But girl, when I tell y'all, when you watch the show, I feel like you could see that Toya is doing this show to give her family an opportunity to get some shine. But the way they run their mouth and zunk that girl of her energy and all of that aggressive, angry energy that they have towards her. Yeah, I don't like all that. I don't like all that. I've experienced that. I don't like all that. And they always find a way to be a victim, even though they're the aggressors. They're the aggressors. Let's hear. Okay, hold up. So she just pranked her mama with a scratch off lottery ticket. Girl, that's too funny. Child, why y'all playing with Nita like that? Y'all know that lady gonna pop off on y'all. Okay, I was just looking to see if Casey was on live in any of the Live bites. Okay. Girl, I don't see it. They know they be posting people though. How many times y'all gonna show us Lemuel face? When I tell y'all the Zeus Network people is paying for Publix, girl, they is paying for the pub. Okay, they want y'all to see them all over the place every day, girl. It's exhausting. When I tell you I'm so tired of seeing them. So tired. Y'all see they just started giving the girls like actual head patting when they fight now. I was like, not y'all giving wet patting on her head because somebody about to knock her upside her fucking girl. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna be coming to y'all about Toya and Regine's show because it's it's cute, it's giving, and the little sister Beatty, girl, she done got back with her little girlfriend Mel that left her when she got back with her ex nigga. Girl, it's we gonna talk. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into some of that Diddy news or whatever.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
This morning, with music mogul Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial just months away.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all did a great job today, ladies.
Some of those who worked closely with the hitmaker describing for the first time their experiences.
Hold up, we can't be playing with y'all this music.
Starring on MTV's popular reality show, Making the Band 3.
The day we were chosen, I was like, it's Bad Boy for Life, baby.
Z-Wiz looks good.
She says what should have been a dream come true quickly became something else, alleging Diddy created a verbally abusive work environment.
I'm curious why you decided to speak up now. I would say that this moment now is a time where I feel like my experience, my truth will really be heard and actually considered and believed.
So D Woods has always had something to say about Diddy, but didn't say it because she thought y'all wasn't gonna believe her. Is that to be correct? That's what I thought I heard.
But sharing her story as part of a new investigation discovery docuseries, The Fall of Diddy.
From the outside, he was this mogul. He was this guy who, could make your dreams come true.
Unsettling scenes like this, a reminder of what it was like on Making the Band.
Juanita, what's your stomach looking like? For real, are you feeling a little thick?
I always feel thick next to these skinny chicks.
You're like a burger away.
He did it in different
Not a burger away.
ways with all of us.
Look how small Dawn looks.
Picking and prodding and just a way to chip and knock away, but then praise you. I see myself standing in those dark, scary, predatory spaces and hearing somebody say some of the most degrading things to me.
How was it predatory?
Somebody constantly treating you like a piece of meat. Only valuing you for your sex appeal. And in some of the environments, it was even scary to be by yourself.
Despite turmoil on and off camera, Danity Kane debuted.
Girl, y'all can't be playing music. Okay, yes. They did great. We liked them. They did well. Y'all can't be playing songs.
Hired Aubrey O'Day and D Woods.
Based on a lot of things that I've heard, you're not really a happy champion in this situation.
No, I don't think anyone has been happy for a long time in this situation.
Okay, so you can go too.
He really likes staring at people like that.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive about that.
In the docuseries, D Woods claims she saw what she says were inappropriate communications from Diddy to Aubrey prior to their firing.
Was there anyone you could have talked to about it?
Absolutely not. Each other.
There was no one to tell.
Because what were they going to do? So it's like, how do we survive this?
Diddy has denied all allegations against him in the documentary. His attorneys telling ABC News the producers failed to provide sufficient time or details for his representatives to address unsubstantiated claims, adding he has full confidence in the facts and the judicial process where the truth will prevail. The accusations against him are pure fiction.
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, it's like, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, but it's like, well, not talking hasn't changed anything either.
Dee Woods has never stopped pursuing her passions, returning to her theater roots and even performing on Broadway.
What would you say to Diddy if you had the chance to talk to him?
I honestly do not know, but I don't think you really have to say anything. As long as I'm holding my head up high and my shoulders back.
And Dee Woods is still actively performing.
Okay. So I'm going to just say this. I do appreciate her coming out and telling her story. And there's probably more to the story, but they don't want to tell it because it's going to be in that documentary. So we're probably going to hear more from her in the documentary. Also, I wanted to address something that was said in the comments. Sometimes I think y'all take the questions that interviewers ask personally, but understand the question is being posed so that she can explain it to the public. Not because the interviewer doesn't understand how this is all predatory, but so that the person can explain how they feel is predatory to people that may not believe it or may not see how this can be perceived as predatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not because she doesn't get it. It's because she has to ask the question so it can be talked about during the interview, so it can be explained from the person's point of view. That's why she would ask that question. So, as an interviewer who, used to interview people all the time. That's what I would say to that. All right, girl, let's girl, I feel like we're about to get into DJ Akademiks. So apparently Akademiks was online playing games with some 15-year-old and continued this process of questioning the 15-year-old about if the 15-year-old would have sex with adults. It was giving grooming. It was giving predatory. It was giving somebody should be investigating further. Y'all remember what they said about him and that girl? This whole situation, like this is not okay. He should not continue, I feel like, to get the success that he gets on those platforms when this is how he talks to kids. Like, this is problematic to me, and he has way too much access. Because he's DJ Akademiks, a lot of these people are online playing these games, talking to him on Twitch or whatever all the time. The doc comes on tonight and tomorrow. Ooh, all right, girl, we'll be watching it. So yeah, I don't like this. Let's listen.
Yeah, if Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, you can have. Wait.
If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yeah. Suppose he's like,
what do you mean?
Bro, listen, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
Nah, you
just suck a dick though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If Max said he wanted to try.
Y'all, why would you even be having this conversation with a 15-year-old? Why are you trying to convince a 15-year-old to have sex with another man? Why? DJ Akademiks is 33, talking to a 15-year-old about this. And he has a case with his ex. Throw him under the jail. What a weirdo. So that's just some of it. It went on. It went on, y'all. It went on and on and on. So after the backlash, he issued an apology.
Trying to play victim or deflecting. We got to also, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I got to step up to the plate and be like, nah, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. My bad. Definitely my bad.
I'm sorry. I do not think that you can be better when you thought that was okay from the beginning. Like, that's not something you can be better at. You're predatory, and that is going to be showcased again after this, I'm sure.
In terms of other streamers, it's not for me to be like, well, this guy used to do this. And also, here's the thing.
Not you bringing up other people.
I don't gain anything from that. You know what I mean? No matter what, I usually think my audience is a little bit older at this point. But we probably all talk to or have or share some type of, co-mingling of an audience that might be underage in a Discord or whatever the case. these people might be fans of us, and we should be very wary and very. We got to understand that those interactions have to be at a certain level. Don't matter if you jonesing, don't matter if you trolling back, rather than, trying to play victim or deflect again, you know what I mean? I could sit here and be like, no, well, this started because he made a joke about me and I'm trolling. I could do that, but let's get past that.
So you're throwing it out there because you want us to know it. So please fucking stop. Are you basically telling us that 15-year-old said something homophobic to you or accused you of being gay as a Jones? And so then you respond with like minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes of you trying to get him to have sex with an adult male? 18-year-old, if you will? You think that's appropriate for you to have that type of back and forth with a 15-year-old? You're 33. You don't even realize how fucking immature and slow it is for you to even respond to a 15-year-old about some gay shit. Like what? Like you're telling on yourself.
So I really just wanted to do that for the people or any streamers. Ain't none of y'all streamers got it.
Yes. The 15-year-old actually said that's grooming. He asked them to stop several times. I don't want to play it because it's fucking creepy. But if it's on this timeline, I might play it.
For anybody who's like, I know all y'all doing content, so let me just say this to any streamer because, again, I wanted to take accountability and really, this is for me and my community because I don't really fuck with nobody else. Like, I don't be trying to come y'all way. I come out. If you one of the niggas who's like, oh no, I need you to do this, or you're soliciting apologies, you and whoever you're trying to get the apology for, eat a dick and die. Whatever. The point is, no, I don't need some fake streamer who's trying to appeal to a community just for soapbox likes to try to hold somebody accountable.
No. I want you to not overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. You were completely out of pocket. You needed to be checked. You should be arrested.
I'm not gonna do that. Again, you know what I mean? I could sit here and be like, oh, but yes, again, very regrettable. And,
regrettable.
It's very interesting. I feel like I've been doing content now for 15 years. And yes, even in my 15th year, I could learn a thing or two. And I could still realize that at times, I forget that what I've worked so hard to build, you pretty much put in jeopardy when you just say random shit. And you really forget not only the platform you have, but you just do some dumb shit. So, yeah, regrettable. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I think yesterday's stream, a lot for me, was I was triggered by certain words. I ain't gonna lie, I was. I think, to be honest with you, by the way, of course.
So, but I'm sorry. He's not saying enough for me to want to hear the rest of that. That was, I guess, an apology and him trying to hold himself accountable to some extent by saying, oh, I shouldn't have said that shit because I was just, trolling him.
Conversations happen. We need to cancel act. This is about the 18th time y'all trying to have this conversation. I do want to let y'all know whether you're another community, whether you're the bitches with 15 baby daddies who are on Baller Alert, or the neighborhood talk, or you're one of those Kendrick fans who are upset that, I'm sorry.
None of that has anything to do with you over minutes of time continuously trying to convince a 15-year-old that they should fuck an 18-year-old man on a live stream. What are you even talking about? This is not about a group of people that don't like you, Akademiks. This is about you doing something that is extremely disturbing. Like what you did was extremely disturbing. You're acting like, oh, I was just talking shit. The fact that that's the type of shit you talk is disturbing. Nigga, are you? He's not okay.
All right, Drake still is giving BTA, belt to ass. I get it. Y'all are upset. How do we cancel act? I'm still the biggest. Pause. You can't, that's like a little bro. Like, yo, don't y'all? I don't know about y'all, but like, I used to tease my cousin, even when he was underage, like, yo, niggas far built this platform.
I can't believe y'all really
gonna lie to you.
posted all of those clips of him. Like,
This shit turned me so off. Like, I swear to God, and I never swear to God, I never need to be on Kai, Max, Aiden, nobody stream. I don't need none of nobody who stream. I got my own thing going on. The fuck? So when I see this shit piss me off. I'm like, bro, I'm over here fucking with these niggas, supporting them. If y'all niggas think acting some type of pussy, real talk. I'm gonna show you how. Yo, Grand, I promise you. No more Max clips, I promise you.
Hold on now, this is what Akademiks said in this clip.
now I watched this. I watched him talk about how disgusting this shit was.
Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
Yeah,
you can have.
Wait. If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yeah. Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
And he's not. It's not even about that. He's a child, nigga. Hold on now. This is what Akademiks said in this clip. These are all the people that are in the chat. This is the first clip. This is
Yo, Nor, what's your address? I'm gonna send some strippers over there.
Sorry, yo.
Bro, when a 15-year-old, I don't know who said that. All you niggas is nasty. Everybody in here nasty, bro. Everybody in here nasty, bro. Oh, God, have it, nigga. Yeah, when the 15-year-old gotta go, yo, chill.
I'm 15. I hope you know that, bro. You trying to get
bro.
I'm not doing it. Yo, bro, you trying to put me on a case. You trying to put them on a case.
So?
What you mean, so? That's weird.
I don't know who all these people are, but
Not the kid saying that's weird. And why is the kid the only one whose camera is on? What is that?
y'all know, please name them.
You know all the rappers lost their virginity to like old women, right?
These are all numerous men on this live trying to convince this 15-year-old he should have sex with grown men.
Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude. You let him fuck you?
No.
Nah, I'm not going through this shit. I'm not. Because these clips are nasty. It's bad work. Nasty work.
Bad work. Nasty work.
Like
Max said he wanted
to. These are all the people that are in the chat. This is the first clip.
So yeah, y'all can go and check that out if y'all want to in full. I'm not going to because that's just nasty and too fucking much. Okay. But yeah, girl. The fact that he's still able to make money is just, it's just weird to me that people support people like Akademiks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird to me. He's a weird human being. Let me read these super chats. Hey, Sin. Thank you for the super chat. I'm noticing how ignorant most Black people are regarding what's happening, Bondy Girl. They don't even know how the removal of DEI negatively affects them. Like, and then when you try to explain it, they really don't get it. They really have convinced themselves that this is going to make it so that everybody's getting in on merit. That's not what's going to happen, stupid. That's not what's going to happen. Hey, Talia, thank you for the super chat. Yes, Bondy, speaking on the world and Holocaust type times, the German government is definitely shifting back to an older, familiar, xenophobic mindset. The world is acting up more openly. Oh my God, this shit is exhausting. Bonnie Scotch, thank you for the super chat. Sending you some love, Queen. Thank you. Sending it right back to you. Nicole Budgets, thank you for the super chat. Octavia Butler definitely had foresight and common sense, girls. It's not common. It's now just heightened intelligence because the common sense ain't common, so we can't call it that no more. I decided that this weekend. Miss Cookie Ray, thank you for the super chat. Costco and Sam's Club have been prepared, have good prepared meal options too. I use them for when life is hectic and I know I don't have time to cook for my fam. Yes, girl. Yes. Okay. We be in there looking at the pasta and stuff, but I was like, I don't know if it's good Costco, so I don't know if I can trust y'all. But I had a rotisserie chicken. Girl, no, that wasn't Costco. Was that Costco or Fresh Market? That was Fresh Market. Never mind, but it was good, girl. Oof. The way I been craving rotisserie chicken. KB, thank you for the super chat. Love your content. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Salwada Zora, what's going on? As someone who gained a lot of weight and lost more than 60 pounds, I will tell you that folks can be downright cruel to fat people. Yes. Thank you for that. I recognize that. I do not like it. Talia, thank you for another super chat. Some of those scenes Jules had with the lady seemed like she was low-key begging them to let her hang with them. That scene of her on the couch with Sherelle and she had that boxer type braids was cringe. Oh, yeah, it was, girl. It was so cringe. Ugh. Keisha L, thank you for the super chat. You can't apologize your way out of Creepville. Creep, 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 creep. And you can't. I am Diva Nicole. Thank you for the super chat. Where's Saucy at? Saucy had a little basement troll crying and scared. Listen. Somebody do something. Lovely Mo, thank you for the super chat. White women benefit from DI more than anyone. Girl, I know they do. That's why I was just like, white women. Girl. This is you, bitch. This is you. This is about you. But once again, what we have learned is that the problematic mentality in America is that as long as I can hurt somebody that I have been socialized to hate, it doesn't matter how bad my life is, as long as their life is bad as well. That's what we've learned. White people have taught us that they don't care about having a better life as long as they can keep somebody else that they don't like from having a better life. And that's why I want everybody to start adopting the mindset. Ask yourself, if you don't like gay people, you need, all of that shit that y'all be going through being homophobic, you're saying you're not homophobic, just ask yourself, am I handling this gay person, this trans person, whatever, like a racist white person would handle me? Am I doing that? Because if you're doing that, you're doing something wrong. And that's just my point of view on the situation, girl. But either way, I will be back for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll set the live for probably maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I need to eat and take my dog outside, y'all. You know what I mean? So I'll be back, and hopefully I'll be back with a cocktail, some Baileys or something. But I'll be back, girl, for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to give it to y'all for the free because it's the end of the month, okay? But just know that they are normally members only, okay? But I love you guys. I appreciate everybody for coming through for the show today. Thank you. And I will see y'all later on. Thank you and have